welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I set up my 808s. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the fourth time I've tried to film this video, but we won't get into that. Anyway, I'm gonna show you how I do my 808s and I hope you like this video. She bougie. Right, okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to create a new project in Logic. This will work in Logic 9 and in Logic 10, same thing, do you know what I mean, dude? First thing you need to do is you need to select audio track. You've got a new audio track there. I know you're thinking, why is she doing that? It will make sense in a minute. You get your audio track. You go and find yourself an 808. Let's go into samples and kits. Let's type in 808. This is how I like to do my 808s. Right. Right, there we go, 808 bass drum. Drag it into your project. Let me see if you're on. Yep, you're on. Right, perfect. So we've got that there. So what you do is you check that that's playing. There we go, perfect, you've got that there. Now the reason I drag it onto an audio track before I put it into the EXS24 is because when you drag things straight into the EXS24, your sampler, which we're going to use in a second, if you drag it straight into there, sometimes it has errors or it doesn't work properly. Well, it does for me anyway. Like, maybe I should just pay for my software, I don't know. Like, anyway, press the plus sign. Let's create a new software instrument. You want to go down here to the left hand side for your input, click the EXS24, which is your sampler. You then want to open up your sampler, you click edit. You see what I mean here? I'm dragging it from the project, I'm dragging my 808 from the project into the EXS24, not straight from my folder, which was over here, which I'm going to X. I'm going to get out of that folder. Right, now as you can see here, if you look where it says low and where it says high, it's already spread out your notes across the keyboard. So let me turn my keyboard on and I'll show you what I mean. You can change, so basically when you import that 808, it's just on one note, but what we're doing is we're spreading it over so we can have a pitched 808. We can have different notes on the 808, you know? Can you hear that? Now that is already from C-2 to G8, which I think is that one. No, it's that one. Okay, no, it goes higher. Anyway, you get what I mean. So anyway, check that your key range is low and high, and it spreads out from different notes or whatever you're working with. What you want to do is then save that, hit on save, and I'm just gonna save it as test for YouTube. Save that. Let me see if you're still recording. I keep having this problem when my camera's turning off, so I'm just testing it still on. Right, so once you've done that, you want to use your keyboard. Now if you're using Logic 9 and you don't have hardware, hit caps lock. If you're using Logic 10, hit Command K and that will do the same job. It will bring up a keyboard and you can do it that way. Now that that's set up, I can mute that. I don't need that anymore. We've got it saved there. Every time we go into Logic 9, that will be there for you to use. Now what I like to do when I'm using my 808s, not everyone has to do this, I pull my voices down to 1 so the notes don't overlap with each other, but I normally do that when I pull the glide up. Now you're going to hear what I'm talking about. You hear that? Now if you have it so there's only one note at the same time, your notes won't overlap. Or even if you play it and then they overlap, they won't overlap. It will only play one at a time. Then I like to make my release a little bit longer. And that's pretty much it. What I then do on the track, on your channel strip, what I like to do is I like to go to my inserts and I normally use a limiter, play around with your limiter. I can't tell you the ins and outs of the limiter. I like to go with what sounds good, maybe play around with the look ahead. I then add some sort of compressor. Now if you're not careful with the compressor you put on, it does make it sound a bit over compressy, and I don't like to do that, and it gives it a bit of distortion. But I don't do that with my compression. What I do to get a bit of distortion is I actually add overdrive to my 808s, and you can play around with the tone. When you pull it up here, it's like it's messing with the higher end of the 808s, and then here's your amount here, like how distorted you want it. You get what I mean, boo? So give it a bit of edge, give it a bit of oomph, you know what I mean? Everybody likes a bit of distortion on the 808s, everyone loves that. I also like the other distortion that I use. These are all stock Logic plugins. I like to use the bit crusher as well, and oh, maybe not like that. Let's turn everything else off. Right, so to get rid of that horrible noise, I turn the resolution up like that. It's only a small amount, and then there we go. But you can mess around with that, do you know what I mean? You mess around with it, do it how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. But yeah, that's just a simple 808. This is how I set up my 808s. I've saved the channel strip. No, I haven't saved the channel. I've saved the EXS24 as a new instrument in there. Yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so that's pretty much how I set up my 808. It's pretty simple. There's no right or wrong way. If you wanted to just drag in the audio file and use the same note and use the sample like that, that's absolutely fine. But I like pitch. I like pitch in my 808s. I like them changing the notes. I like the bass moving around. I like it gliding. Everybody likes a glide. Everyone likes a good glide, you know. So that's how I basically set it up. I saved the instrument in my EXS24 in the sampler. Obviously, if you're using a different DAW, you could use a different sampler. It doesn't have to be the EXS24. You might have a different sampler that you can use. That's just what I use. I always turn up my glide, mess around with the attack, mess around with the release. It depends what 808 I've also picked as well. But I'm very lazy, so what I do is I spent a while going around and finding the 808 that I like. I then pulled it, saved it, and then I saved it as a channel strip setting as well. And then which can be another video, I set up a template in my Logic folder with a drum kit, with an 808, and everything else that I have. So anytime I open up Logic now, I click on my template and it comes up with everything just set up how I like it. The speed, the vary speed, the drum kits that I like to use. I do obviously change them, but a few instruments set up just so it's just already there and I can get straight into it, even down to the quantize that I use, and down to my parallel compression and my compression and my master plugins. But yeah, I am blabbing on and that really wasn't necessary. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I will be doing some other type of tutorials like this, but this is just a basic 808 setup. If you want me to do a different type of 808 setup, like oh how does such and such do their 808s, then let me know, I will get into that. But yeah, thanks for watching.